So yeah, you guys are on the docks. You just came in from delivering the biscuits to the Red Lobster.
Ah, yes.
The Cheddar Bay biscuits. You came back onto the dock and you saw Mr. Sitwell talking with a well-dressed, dark-skinned man who came up to you and showed a tattoo of an eye on the back of his hand and said, "Hey kids, I think we need to talk." And so that's where we're at. All the consequences all at once.
Yay.
Mr. Sitwell walks up to you guys and addresses Jurnee and says, "Well, I thankfully was able to talk to the dock owner, and they were happy to accept an additional rental fee for the boat, but you're going to have to pay that off when you get home."
Don't worry about it, Dad. I'll just use some of that sweet AdSense money I'm getting off of this.
Okay. I think Dan, you have a friend here?
Question, do I know this gentleman's name?
Your dad, of course you do.
Papa.
Papa.
His name is Father Bear.
Oh.
Wow.
Dan's real last name is Bear.
You know this man is Mr. Holmwood.
Mr. Holmwood.
Yeah, his name is Dusk Holmwood, and he was
Dusk.
your teacher.
So do you think he got the spooky name before he got into the cult or after?
There's no before, and there is no after, first of all.
It just is.
There you go.
Sorry, Holmesworth?
Holmeswood.
Holmeswood. I'm going to write that.
Holmwood.
You changed it to
Holmes.
Dusk Clops Holmes.
How do you spell this name?
Holmwood.
Okay. I can picture it now.
It's the last name of one of the characters from the Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Ah!
Is his first name after our mutual friend Dusk?
Yes.
The real ass person with the real ass name
The
Dusk.
real ass person.
Yeah.
Ass.
This is based on Dusk, our mutual neighbor from college.
Yes, shout out to Dusk. Hey, Mr. Holmwood. Fancy seeing you here in Cheddar Bay.
Yeah. The you know how it goes. The office wanted me to come in and check in on you and see how you were doing. I need to chat with you and your friends because I need your help with a little research project, if you're up to it.
Me and my friends?
Yeah. The Brotherhood has been watching what you guys have been up to for a little bit, and they're impressed.
Wait, Brotherhood, like Brotherhood of Steel?
Yeah, like
My,
is this your frat name or?
This is my family.
Oh shit, Dan, you pledged? I didn't know that.
Well, it
That's
sort of
pretty cool, dude.
transcends like a pledge. There is a pledge, but let's not worry about the details.
I mean,
yeah,
dude,
why don't we?
Greek life is your life, man.
No, it's older than Greek. Let's get out of the boat and see what Mr. Holmwood has to say. I think it might be a good idea if we did that.
Yeah. Okay. I think Jurnee checks the controls of the boat and just gently smushes in all of the wires that she had like pulled out to hotwire the boat.
I forgot about that.
And just kind of lightly taps it like, okay, that's probably good enough, and gets off the boat.
I want to vibe check this guy.
Don't you dare.
Can I roll a vibe check?
Roll plus vibe.
Well, like, there's got to be an equivalent, right?
Like a sense motive kind of situation.
Yeah, like I want to. I mean, there's no better word. I want to vibe check him.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Let's see.
Sharp,
Would that
I
be read a
think,
bad
makes the most
situation
sense.
or investigate a mystery?
Or wouldn't it just be like a sharp roll or something?
That's
I think
possible.
so.
Yeah. Let's call this a investigate flexible. Just roll investigate a mystery for me.
He's the mystery?
Yes.
He's a mystery to you.
He's a mystery man.
Yeah.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
You didn't say he was handsome.
Oh, he's handsome.
Oh man, color me intrigued.
Well,
Our
I don't
folks
know
at home
shit.
need to know.
I don't know shit.
Oh.
Oh no.
Not with a 5.
No, yeah.
You can tell for sure that he's a man.
Can I say that if I fail, it's just her getting way too close to his personal space?
Yes. Yeah, no, I love that. You like
experience.
Palmer rushes up and like gets like a solid like millimeter away from nose to nose with Dusk, and Dusk just goes, hello, you must be Palmer, right?
Dan is visibly cringing.
I mean, she thinks she's doing a really good job at vibe checking, so I don't think she's gonna reply. I think she's still like investigating.
Jurnee has her interests have been piqued. She's like, "Oh, you know her? Have you seen her on any of my like behind the scenes stuff on my YouTube channel?"
Oh yeah, no, we're subscribed.
Oh, awesome!
Where do you think that like last 1,000 views came from?
Oh
Wow.
boy! Oh,
You
that
guys
would
are
be
super
so
fans.
sad if her whole viewership is just a cult.
Yeah, Dusk notices that Palmer just like does not answer his question. He's like, yep, that's, you must be Palmer. Okay. And he starts to walk away down the dock.
Yeah, sorry about her. She's a little weird. She's foreign. Don't mind her.
How can she still be saying stuff like that?
That checks out. Dusk walks down the dock and walks towards, you notice that your van has been parked at the end of the dock, and he takes his finger and writes something on the windows on the back of the van, and then opens the back door to the van and says, okay, kids, let's go. And he steps back in.
Okay, so here's the thing. My dad, and here's my dad. My dad specifically told me not to jump into vans with strangers. I know this happened at the beginning of this series, but that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, and it worked out okay last time, right? Hey, I'm gonna warn you, it may get kind of weird. And I know, like, listen, coming from me, that should mean a lot.
Yeah, true. Do they mind if we film?
I imagine if they don't want you to film, you won't be able to. So just
What?
do whatever. We are in the car now.
Okay, so everyone steps up to the back of the van and gets up and...
Wait, are we not just all climbing into the back of the van? Like, we're not getting in the van proper, we're just...
No, everyone is entering from the back.
Okay.
You will know why in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone steps up and into the back of the van, and you step into a very warmly lit study filled with like lots of hardwood, warm mahogany, books lining the walls. And Dusk is there standing at a ornate desk and says, hey, hello, welcome to my office.
Question, weren't we just in the back of a
It's a
car?
doorway thing.
Oh shit, dude, it's like a TARDIS.
What?
This
Well,
is amazing.
No, it's not a CARDIS. It's a doorway
This
thing.
is sick.
Jurney's like lightly slapping the side of her face, trying to figure out what's going on.
Jurnee, you okay?
Yeah, well, why aren't you a little surprised?
Jurnee, I'm like high out of my mind for every waking hour. What do you mean?
Okay, you know what? You're right. Why am I asking you this question? Hey, Palmer, don't you think this is weird? I mean, I know you're also weird, but like, come on, somebody's got to think this is strange.
Magic.
Oh, yeah,
Boom. Mic drop.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, she's right
Which
about
you
that.
believe in, yes.
Uh-huh.
Because you can use it.
Anyway, I think we should probably stay on topic here and not show our hand too quickly. So why have you brought us here? What do you want to talk about, Mr. Holmwood?
Yeah, Dusky,
Well-
what's the sitch?
Well, Dan, you know that the Brotherhood keeps an eye out for potential partners and allies in the field. And honestly, I need a little help with a research project that we have going on. We've been watching the Dark Watchers in California for a little while, but recently they've started to become erratic. Instead of taking one person every 5 or 10 years, in the last 3 years they've taken 9 people, and that's unusual for them. So we need to go in and find out what's going on with them, why their cycle has upgraded so significantly, and hopefully cut that back down.
Dark Watchers. Okay. What do I remember about the Dark Watchers?
What you know about the Dark Watchers is that they are basically shadow creatures, and they're normally pretty harmless. They kind of guard a specific area of a mountain range in Southern California. They're not normally known for being dangerous, but occasionally a person or two would go missing, maybe every like 5 to 10 years.
Do you think like this is all sort of leading up to whatever it is that they're watching for becoming sort of closer at hand?
We're not entirely sure, but that is a possibility.
Okay. And you need this looked into like right away?
We're going to go as soon as possible to continue the research. My partner is already out there.
Okay.
You remember Mr. Harker?
Well, if he's there, all right. I mean, Mordecai, we might have to cut some classes.
Dude, homie, you had me at SoCal.
I think while this whole exchange is happening, Jurnee is already starting to like snoop around and like look at books on the
Interesting.
bookshelves
Okay.
and just kind of remove herself from the conversation because she has no idea what they're talking about.
Of course.
But there's this huge room lined with books and things, so like
Mhm.
of course she's gonna look at stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like that sounds like a rolling and investigate a mystery.
Right. I'm gonna do it then. Here we go.
So you rolled a 10 on your investigate a mystery.
I did.
So ask what do you want to know? You can also just ask from the flexible alternative since you're not really investigating a creature specifically.
Right. I guess like some of the questions, like one of the questions I immediately think of is like, what kind of books are on the shelves? Like what are the topics of some of these books?
Yeah, so you get a lot of bestiaries, a lot of books on folklore from different areas, a lot of books in a lot of languages that you both recognize and don't recognize. Some are Russian, some are Japanese, some are Chinese, some are runic. A lot of books on different folklore, a lot of books on magic and its applications. The book on divination, conjuration, all of these kinds of different studies and fields of magic.
Okay. Did I get one more question?
Yep.
Okay. Is there any book or any object in this room that would be considered like something that you would find in the restricted section of the Harry Potter library? Something that's like a big scary no-no? Like, can I just sense bad vibes energy from anything in this room?
Yeah, I think that there would be something in Dusk's office that you would get like those bad vibes from. And it's a book of legends and folklore specifically related to I don't know if you know what it's related to, but it says the tales of Tiamat on it, and it is a book that is bound in leather, and then like it has a lot of like leather straps and locks on it.
Human leather.
That'd be terrifying and
Okay.
also possible. Dan, while you're sitting here in Mr. Holmwood's office, it's really familiar to you, and you remember being here and studying and working on different sorts of magic with him. What did you study with Mr. Holmwood previously?
Mr. Holmwood was one of the higher up like magical instructors that I had. But what his specialty in teaching was, and what I picked up most of, is divination and prophecy and that sort of thing, and how to open up that third eye and find information that would be hidden to most, and also the importance of just knowing everything you can before going into a hunt. And Dan took a while to warm up to it. There was definitely, Mr. Holmwood definitely thought you can't know too much, and Dan definitely thought my brain can only fit so much inside of it. Fuck this.
So you weren't exactly his star pupil.
Probably not.
I think Jurnee, Mr. Holmwood, notices you kind of perusing his books, and you get towards the Tales of Tiamat. He says, excuse me.
Uh-huh.
As much as I appreciate your curiosity, some of these are not safe for just anyone to be able to read.
Oh, are these like on the banned book list? Because like I've really been interested in reading some of those. You know, like they just they're fascinating to me. Why does our country want to keep certain things hidden from us, you know? Like, that's not what you're talking about, is it?
No,
Oh.
no. More along the lines of you might not be able to stay sane if you do read this. So let's put this back. And he just reshelves the Tales of Tiamat a little bit.
Okay, thanks for the warning.
So for the rest of you, Dan already knows, but I'm sure he hasn't told you. We are a part of a group called the Brotherhood of Dusk. We hunt monsters. We've been around since time immemorial. Ever since man sprung up out of the clay, we have been keeping man from being prey and taking care of its predators. Any questions?
I think Journey's like, it turns to Dusk and is like, wow, that's a really great mission statement you got. And then she like leans over to Dan and is like, are you in a cult?
Dan just sort of like bows his head and doesn't really respond to that.
Shit. Then she stands back, or she straightens herself back up, and she's like, yeah, nice cult you got. I mean, nice job.
It's
nice
not a cult.
work you got here. It's good.
It's not a cult.
Yeah, I have 2 questions.
Yes.
One, by the way, nice office. Pretty cool. Nice TARDIS thing. Love it. One, do you mind if I burn?
You're not subject to our values. You are a guest, so sure, just don't get any ashes on my books.
Can do. Respect libraries, houses of knowledge. Got it. Second, what do you do for Dan's cult?
I am mostly a researcher. I teach magic for our group, and I research and make sure that we know what we need to when we go into the field.
Okay, cool. Concise. Like it. So 2 follow-ups. One, Dan's been teaching me magic. Well, that's pretty cool.
Just like shoots a sharp look at Dan.
I'm slowly shaking my head while looking down.
It's great. I've been practicing. He's a good teacher. I've been practicing on my ghost dog. It's amazing.
Another sharp look towards Dan.
There is a ghost dog.
Yeah, you want to play with her?
Not now, not here, not now, no.
Okay, Dan, just chill, bro. It's a dog. Jesus.
Literally not possible right now.
So I also like animals and stuff. Are you looking for an apprentice? You could teach me things. Love to learn.
I'm sure that you will learn quite a lot while we are working together.
I got this spooky book called Perkta's Bestiary. I've been reading it. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I forget, what was with Perch's Bestiary, was that a custom roll or was that just a thing that you learned?
Straight up, I ask the DM one question about a monster you have seen evidence of, but I'm being told about the Dark Watchers. Does that count? Like,
Yeah, I think you could find like a small section just based off the name.
okay, my question about these, I guess, just from the bestiary, I guess, is are the Dark Watchers like sentient? Like, can they be communicated with or like reasoned with?
I think you would find in Perch's notes that the Dark Watchers are semi-sentient. They organize and they like collaborate on their hunts. They communicate with each other, but they don't seem to have any known method of communication with other humans. They're mostly ephemeral, almost shadow creatures. No known vocal cords or mouths to be able to communicate with, and they are not normally around long enough to try and write a message.
Okay, so they don't necessarily communicate by normal means. Got it. So, second question, Dusky. Do you have any books here about like creatures or phenomenon of SoCal?
Oh yeah, this is what you'll need to know and need to look over while we are on our way. He goes over to his desk and he picks up a stack of like 4 different books
Sweet.
and goes ahead and hands them to you. And then also has like a couple file folders on top of like incredibly necessary information. Just giving you like a dossier, essentially.
Do I need like a library card for this?
Oh no, you'll leave them all here. For now, let's go ahead and head back up, and we can get on our way. And he motions back up to the staircase that you guys came in from.
So I think as like she's walking up with them, Jurnee is like, so not to be like rude or anything, but why are we helping? Why do you need us? What's in it for us?
Well, Miss Sitwell, the Brotherhood understands that you have recently been exhibiting some powers that you might not be familiar with. We can help with that. And also, it's good content, isn't it?
I mean, yeah. I
mean, the last few videos, the harvest in Sleepy Hollow, who do you think sent you that letter?
She turns quickly to look at him. Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, we've been funding essentially your career for a little bit now. It only helps to ask for a little return on that.
She's very wary, but she is nodding her head, saying okay. But this news of them being involved from an earlier point makes her very uncomfortable. That's all.
Cool. So yeah, I think you guys reach the top of the stairs, and facing you is a very nice ornate wooden door, and you open it and you step back out of the van and back onto the beach in Cheddar Bay.
Dan exhales the breath that he has been holding for the past 15 minutes. Okay.
Damn, Dan, you got some pipes. Some lung power there, dude.
Yeah, I learned at an early age. Yeah, so road trip to Cali.
I think Jurnee turns to Dan and she's like, Did you tell your cult people about me?
I may have mentioned you, but I think they already knew is the thing.
I think she's a little upset, but she doesn't say anything back.
I'm trying to see if Dan would like pick up on that. I don't feel like you tend to hide your feelings very well all the time.
No.
Hey,
not at all.
Like, did you tell your dad about me and that like I helped you out with the murder in your town?
I mean, yeah, but like my dad's not in a cult.
Well, I mean, he's a cop.
Are we gonna come here today?
It's my favorite bit. My favorite bit from our show.
Yeah, but like my dad wouldn't hurt anyone or, wrap them up in some kind of really big, weird, otherworldly scheme or anything. I just don't know who these guys are. And
let me tell you something. There is not a person alive who would not hurt anybody under any circumstances. It's just not in human nature. All I'm saying is you're probably fine.
She swallows big gulp. Doesn't say anything.
These guys have just been a bunch of geeks since the beginning of time. They're not that big of a deal.
Oh wait, Palmer, do you know them?
They're too a big deal.
I mean, now that I see the whole scheme of it, I kind of think I've heard of them. They're really just kind of a bunch of pests. They attempt to be organized and they attempt to know things, but it's all kind of for show.
I feel like I should be offended.
I thought you were a part of something a little bit more with it.
Palmer unnecessarily shading.
Palmer, roll plus weird.
Oh no, not again.
What is that supposed to mean?
Just
mixed success.
Okay. Yeah, Palmer, you say these things about the Brotherhood of Dusk, and Mr. Holmwood has gone off from your group, but you get a prickling on the back of your neck, and you turn around and you see a bare-chested man with a deer head. He's right behind you.
At this point, is it even a surprise anymore?
I don't think it is.
This is invisible to the rest of us, right?
No.
Wait, what? No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm pulling my gun.
Wait, what's happened? Palmer, is this one of your friends?
I'm just gonna call out to it. Hey,
Hello.
hey, he's kind of cute, a little macho.
You have exactly 3 seconds to fuck off.
Oh, damn, that's a little aggressive, buddy. That's Palmer's friend.
1.
Dude, wait, just chill.
The dear man looks directly at you, Dan, and says, "Oh, and I want you to roll plus charm."
Oh no.
Okay. Well, good thing I have a -1 in charm. That's
When
a 4.
shirtless deer
Oof.
tells you to.
Yeah, you feel the urge to put your gun away and stop and listen.
I think my eyes kind of go wide and I lean in, like looking kind of confused. I just sort of lower the piece.
So Palmer, your friend. This is a friend, right?
I think she's not as like freaked out as she was before, but I think she does still just kind of keep her head down a little bit. Not so much as scared as you know, a sign of respect.
Is this situation dangerous at all?
Not unless you make it.
And Dan almost made it dangerous.
I'm just gonna be like, well, Palmer, if you don't want to introduce us to your friend, I'll just go introduce myself and I'll start walking towards it. So
yeah.
if it's not dangerous, I can't use what could go wrong, but
Yeah.
I'm going in.
The dear man looks down at Palmer and says, "Palmer, it is time for you to be gathered by the wild hunt. You and your ward need to come with us."
I never considered her my ward. Is that what that was? Wasn't it kind of the other way? I don't know. Yeah. All right.
Wait, hold on. What's happening? This is your friend.
She doesn't say that, but if that's the case, then I guess she doesn't know if she's going by her power or theirs. So I think she just walks over to Jurnee and puts a hand on her shoulder.
Okay, what's happening?
We're going on a trip.
Again?
Ooh, me too.
Wait, hold on.
I'm just waiting for their word.
What?
Why can't you guys just introduce me to a friend of yours that's not from a weird cult or has deer antlers or is in any way
What
just
happens, Jason?
I'm turning to Palmer and like my eyes are wide and childish. I'm like, Palmer, what's going on?
Because you're all calmed.
Yeah.
artificially calm?
No resistance here, Jason. What happens?
Yeah, I think this deer person puts his hands on Palmer and Jurnee's shoulders and says, "It's time to go." And then to Mordecai and Dan, they just disappear.
No!
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Dan, they're dead. They're fucking dead, Dan.
As soon as the charm is gone, my arm shoots up and I'm like an inch from shooting the gun, but I registered that they're gone.
Dan, this is what happened because you pulled your gun the first time, dude. This is gonna kill them. You're too aggressive, bro.
I'm not aggressive enough. Should have shot.
He had washboard abs, Dan.
I should have shot.
They would have glanced off.
Yeah, dude, those things are rock hard.
Scene. Now, what happens to them?
Hey, thank you so much for listening to Memester of the Week. This week we have a promo from the inimicable Ignorance Was Bliss. Let's have a listen.
Hey, this is Kate. I'm a forensic psychologist and crisis clinician, and I collect stories. Everything from true crime to trauma to parenthood. There's a lot more in common between depression and sociopathy, or between serial killers and podcasters, than you might think. Are you sure you really want to know? This is Ignorance Was Bliss at iwbpodcast.com and IWB Podcast on social media.
Once again, that was Ignorance Was Bliss, or at IWB Podcast on Twitter. They're super cool and really fun and interesting interviews. I enjoy it a lot. social media exists, and we spend a lot of our time on it, even when we don't want to. And you know what makes that a little bit better? Seeing your maybe favorite podcast. If we're your favorite podcast, let us know, because that's surprising to us. We would love to hear from you, and we take all of our Twitter followers and we compile them into a list, and we say, hey, whose name can we use to make a cool NPC out of this? Maybe you're going to be a centaur or a satyr. What are the difference between those two things? Find out. The secret is that one of them is fully a horse on the bottom, 4 legs, and the other one is just 2 legs, but it's a goat. Centaurs and satyrs. But yeah, follow us on Twitter at MemsterOTWPod. It'd be cool to hear from you. Thanks for listening to our show. We have a lot of fun making it, and it means to the world to us that you enjoy it. Our next episode should be out October 11th, so we'll see you then. Take care.